Where are the deals? Buyers keep asking me, where are the deals right now? And a lot of people are reacting to what they've heard online. Prices have crashed, nothing is selling, and every seller is desperate. But those headlines describe the whole market. They don't necessarily describe the home you're trying to buy, which may still be attracting multiple offers and sell quickly if it's priced properly. Other buyers search specifically for power of sale opportunities or distressed sellers. They assume that someone who has to sell will accept almost any offer, but that's often not the case. In fact, distressed sellers can be some of the most difficult people to negotiate with. And I'll explain why in a separate video. In this market, a seller's circumstances can matter more than the house itself. Two nearly identical homes can produce completely different results. One seller may refuse to move even $10,000, and another may accept an offer $50,000 below what you expect. The difference is usually motivation, and that doesn't appear in the listing. The GTA market has been declining from its early 2022 peak for more than 4 years. Over that time, sellers have become increasingly divided in their expectations and motivation. Consider someone who bought in 2021 or 2022. They may already be facing a significant loss. Their mortgage, the next purchase, and sometimes their self esteem are all anchored to a number they feel they cannot go below. Buyers assume financial pressure will make this person flexible, but in practice, it can do the opposite. Now, compare that with someone who has owned their home for 15 or 20 years. They may have substantial equity and they may have already decided to move on and have purchased or have purchase in mind. So they may be less married to that final price. That kind of motivation never appears in the average price. July market numbers tell us that the broader GTA market still favors buyers, although conditions have tightened in July. Sales were roughly flat compared with last year, while new listings fell almost 18%. Prices continued to decline. The overall average price was down 4.5% from a year earlier. And for low-rise homes, months of inventory, sat just above 4, while condos were softer, around 5.7 months of inventory. Those numbers tell us that buyers have negotiating power. What they don't tell us is which seller will respond to it. That requires some homework.
So, what should buyers do? First, ask how long the sellers have owned. We always determine the ownership history of any home our clients are interested in. Long ownership and substantial equity don't guarantee flexibility, but they make it possible. Second, have us call the listing agent and ask real questions like why are the owners selling? Where are they going? Have they already bought? Does the closing date matter? Listing agents will often reveal a surprising amount of information when someone asks in a thoughtful, friendly, non threatening way. And third, remember that the price isn't the only thing you're offering. Like a flexible closing date can matter if someone's already bought, and certainty, maybe an offer with no conditions, may be more attractive than even a slightly higher offer. So don't be afraid of submitting a lowball offer. There's a difference between making a serious offer below asking and wasting everyone's time. If the comparable sales support your position and the home has been sitting on the market, make the offer. You never know what the seller is willing to accept until you give them the opportunity.
We recently helped a client buy a move-in ready family home, and there were multiple offers. It was a multiple offer situation. And we got the property and we were only slightly above the next price. I don't expect the GTA market to turn quickly in the short term. Months of inventory for low rise homes was just above 4 in July. If more supply is absorbed and that figure moves closer to 3, then prices should begin to stabilize. Until then, the broader market remains favorable to buyers, but The broader market and individual opportunity are not the same thing. The average price can tell you what's happening across thousands of transactions. It cannot tell you whether a particular owner has already bought somewhere else, or has substantial equity, or needs a specific closing date, or simply wants the process to be over. That's where some of the best opportunities in this market are hiding. The house matters, but when it comes to getting the best deal, the seller may matter even more. I'm not here to convince you to buy or sell, but if you're considering a move and you want to understand where you may actually have room to negotiate, it's worth a conversation. I'm here to help you make better housing decisions.